Do you think that is one of the most wince-inducing scenes for a fella in a movie that's not like a horror?
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Welcome to episode 45 of 30-something Gamers. As always, with me, Tom, also known as Retro Revival Online. And as always, I am joined by the Rabid to my Rayman, Boxy Arty. How are you doing?
Oh, what noise did they make? They went blah, didn't they?
Yeah, really, like a sort of choking on sick. Like it sounds like one of the rabbits is OD'd, is in the corner. Oh, that's just
I
the
think
rabbits.
I think the minions ripped off Rayman and
Did,
Rabid.
did, right, well, what came first, the rabbit or the minion? The
I think
question
Rayman.
everyone asks.
I think Rayman did because they had Rayman Raving Rabbits, which was on PS2, so that's going to be like 2005, six. I don't
Okay, well,
know.
Despicable Me was 2010.
Oh, it's way
Rayman
before that.
was Rayman Raven and Rabbits the first one on the Wii, wasn't it?
Wii and PS2, yeah,
2006. So
mate.
4 years previous.
I smell a lawsuit.
They've all got pink eyed, all the rabbits. There's something unnerving. There's what they forgot when they were doing the Rayman Raven Rabbits was any level of cuteness. It,
I thought
you
they
know,
were funny. I think
funny, yeah, but like there was nothing to give them wide appeal to people. You're not getting like your kid a plushie of a pink eyed mental rabbit, are you?
one of my favorite sections in any game is in Rayman Raving Rabbits when they're it's a dancing mini game and they're dancing to Cyndi Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have Fun," and it's
That's
so
one.
good.
That's one of your favorite moments in gaming, is it?
Yes, yes, and I've got
Mm.
no shame in that at all. It's so
I,
funny.
I mean, a couple of episodes ago, we were shitting all over Metacritic, but if that's in one of your top gaming of all time, I don't know whether we've got a leg to stand on when it comes to giving people shit.
Have you played it?
Is it the first Rayman Rabbits?
Yes.
Yeah. I played it when that came out. I'm not ashamed to say it. I played it loads. There was a dance. You're talking about the dance one. I don't think it was Cyndi Lauper. There was another song. Was it Earth, Wind and Fire? Or some sort
Yeah,
of a
probably.
boogie or what's the ones named after the nice drink? Hot chocolate. What were they saying?
I
I
believe in
believe in.
miracles.
No, was it? Oh, they sang other songs, though, didn't they? Um, there's another song because I always think of Hot Chocolate. I always think of the Full Monty, which I always thought was weird as a kid. I mean, what year did it come out? The Full Monty. I was a kid watching a film about fat people from Sheffield taking their clothes off. 97. I was 10 years old. Why was I
Yeah.
watching that film?
Because you clearly had a thing for it,
I
and it's
did,
a
but
northern thing.
it has a banging soundtrack. But there's a song called uh, "Come Up and See Me, Make Me
Oh, Steve,
Smile."
Steve Cockney and the Harvey Rebels. Yeah,
Yeah, are any of them Operation U Tree? Because you never hear that song.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, but there's lots of dead people. Elvis is dead, but you hear his songs.
No, Steve Cockney was all right. He was a nice
That's
guy.
I'm not insinuating anything. And I don't know the band. All I'm saying is you hear a lot of the other songs, but I love that song. Do 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 do
It's
do do
got,
do 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 do. You've done it all.
yeah, Cockney.
Yeah.
But talking of nonces, they also have the Gary Glitter song in there. The do
Yes, but
do 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 do.
I will say this, right? One of the biggest travesties in the life is that horrible man took away so many good songs from us because he obviously didn't write them or anything. You know what I mean? He's a horrible bastard. We will have that. But his songs, you obviously can't listen to them now. Can't listen to them, can you? And then I'll tell you what it is being a person. I don't know whether this is me ADHD or what it is or anything like that. But I will hear the start of words and I have to sing a song. Like
Okay.
if I know from like if someone says I want it that way, I'll always go, tell me why. Like I can't not. It's like I don't want to say ADHD Tourette's, but something triggers it. Uh, and the amount of times I'll go, do you want to be in my gang? And I'm like, I can't sing that. I can't
Reminds
sing
me.
that.
It was in the Spice Girls movie. They sing that in the film.
Do
Do you
you
remember
sing
that?
it?
They sing it. Yeah, they're like rehearsing and they're singing Gary Glitter, and then these sailors come on with all their bum cheeks out.
Okay, so let's move on from known nonce supporters, the Spice Girls. And if you are a regular, that is a joke. That is not true. If you are a regular listener, you will know that our game podcast often gets distracted by a little mini
That's
game
the
or a side quest.
understatement of the century. Well done there.
It could be debates about how far I live from Manchester. cyberpunk foreskin, or even a gorilla's penchant for sexual abuse. Now,
You know, sure.
now trust me, we do talk about video games every now and again if you are a new listener. But today we're going to be talking about the best mini games that are in video games, obviously. Anyway, before we get on to that, let's move on to what I've been playing. A couple of episodes ago, I mentioned I've started to stream Wolfenstein 2, and I'm going for the Mein Leben. So I'm still slowly trudging my way through there. I'm going through on the hardest difficulty setting at the minute before I go on to the real show, which will be the permadeath run on the hardest difficulty. Still enjoying it. It's still over the top gore and like sort of just funny over the top 80s humor. But I did. Have you ever done this? I come up to an area where it's clearly a stealth area. You can take out a lot of the guards before you get them. But if you've not played Wolfenstein 2, you get to certain areas and they have commanders. Now, these commanders, if they spot you or if they know that you shoot in the air, you shoot without a suppressor or anything, they know you're there. They call in other sort of guards. And I think it's endlessly until you take them out. So playing on the hardest difficulty, I think if you played on an easy difficulty, you could strong arm it. You could go little bit stealth and then just go bam and just take the rest of them out. You can't do that on permadeath. It is so hard when there's an infinite stream of enemies with the amount of health you have and the amount of ammo you have. So what I'm doing at the minute is I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not looking online to the video of what I'm going to do my sort of Mein Leben run with. I'm just going through each sort of battle and finding which is the best route because I love this, and it's something I want to talk about in a future episode about horror and how horror's done good and make us scared and stuff like that. But I find this for stealth as well. There's not, when you go in a game, and again we talked about Celeste last episode, where you learn the dance and you know it. That can be the same with stealth games. You learn the dance. I take out this person, then that person, then that person, then that person. I'm at the end of the part. Wolfenstein's not like that. It has a not open world, but a little bit of an open area. And there's multiple routes and there's little shortcuts into certain parts you can take. And the guards have routes and you can find your best route through it. And sometimes, because I got into one part a bit earlier on where it was a bit stealthy, and I just went, I'm just going to try and run to the end. And I just ran, got seen, but because I knew a good route where there wasn't many guards, got the door, shut the door behind us, and I was fine. And I think that's really cool that you have that choice, and it is actually which way am I going to do it. Anyway, this is a bit of a bigger area. I tried the run, it doesn't work. So I'm going through it and I'm finding there's a couple of different ways. You can go left and take out some guy's statue, or you can go through this building. There's flying robots now that are a nightmare because I don't have a suppressed. I've just upgraded at the end of the last stream to a suppressed weapon. So I can shoot them now. But before, if I shot them, there's two commanders. They know where I am. Infinite guards coming all the time. You can lose them, but they're still infinitely spawning. So I can take out one commander and I'm in and I'm going all stealthy. Then we'll get to this part where I come out. And this part where I come out, the first thought, I thought, right, I'm going to go out and see where the guards are. And I'm probably going to die, but it'll make us think what my route is next time. Go out the door, auto save. So I get seen. They start to infinitely come. I die and I go back to coming out the door just after I've been seen. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. But luckily it does two auto saves. So I went back to the previous auto save and it was the one I wanted. Great. So we'll try again. We'll go this route now, go this route now, go this route now. Get to the same door, go through again, auto save as I get seen by one of the robots. And now my two auto save files are both me getting seen.
Amateur.
And I need and unless you don't have like the save at the start of every level, like you have to go start and manually save the game. Otherwise, it's just your auto save, which are well placed. And that's knackered us because I was on last bit. I was on like an hour and a half last night streaming, and it was just one little bit I was on for ages because I fucked it and I had to try and fix it because I'd beat this whole like underground train level getting into New York or NEU New York, than German for New York, because they won the war. Little things like that make the game. And I'd beat a couple of like the big mech suit guys and stuff, and I didn't want to have to do that again. So I just thought I'm just going to go forward and do it. So that's where I am with that. But the game I am going to talk about is the next game that I've completed, Batman Arkham Asylum. Now,
Yeah.
Batman Arkham Asylum for me was a game that I wanted to add to the I'm the slowest in the world at. And it's 3 games so far. I wanted to move up to 4. And I could just spunk out loads of little games that are like hour-long games and be on the last of them. But I want decent games, like decent length games. So I thought this would be, I'll go on howlongtobeat.com, 12 hours. Right, I'll do a 12-hour stream. I'll just stream it from start to finish, will be the slowest in the world. Right, how can I make it a bit more interesting? I said this is in the summer, back in last summer. I'll wear a Batman mask in a room full of computers and consoles and light shining on me, a rubber mask the whole way through. And I'll do the Batman voice for the whole game. Uh, I did that for 6 hours last time. I got to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and my internet went down, which is
Good times.
okay. Wait till it comes back up and continue on the stream. No, it's a speed run. So because the footage is interrupted, it wouldn't count as a run. So last summer, I was in my garage, sweaty, rubber clad, in the dark, knowing I'm going to IKEA in the morning and regretting my life choices. So everyone loves a redemption arc. So I thought, right, we're back streaming now. Let's do it. Let's fucking smash it. But what I'm going to do is we've changed internet provider and it's a lot more stable now. I now have a plugged in. I've got a our house at the minute has like a literally opposite side of the house is the router. I have the biggest Ethernet cable you have ever seen. So
Hmm.
we are wired rather than wireless. And what I'll do is I'll start 8 in the morning because I know some internet companies do maintenance at 2, 3 in the morning, and the internet will go down for a little bit. I used to work for Sky Broadband. We'll do it 8 in the morning till 8 at night. So we start it. I couldn't do the voice, but I wore the mask again because you can hear my voice. It's not the best at the minute, and I've got a bit of a cough. And I thought I'm not gonna. Where is she for 12 hours? That's not gonna help.
Rachel, Rachel,
You love that Rachel line. Uh,
Rachel.
So we play the Xbox 360 version, Game of the Year. We get 4.5 hours in to the game. I'm up to um just before Killer Croc, I think. Red Ring of Death on the Xbox.
Just before King of Killer Croc. Killer Croc's right near the end.
Yeah, yeah, four
Yeah.
and a half hours. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just wait. The story will unfold. Um, 4.5 hours in, Xbox gets the Red Ring of Death. In
Yeah. And
2026, I'm experiencing the Red Ring of Death. And it was on an Xbox E, I think they're called. I didn't even think they got them.
can I
I
just
didn't.
remind you that you wanted to put the Xbox 360 in like the god tier when we ranked our consoles?
Well, I didn't mention this to my chat because they couldn't see. And I will say this so I give the Xbox a bit of slack. Do you have microfiber cloths at all?
Yes.
And you use them for cleaning discs?
And
So,
wanking.
yeah. Obviously. That's once it's used, it's loose. It's used. Yes, you wank into them. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'd cleaned the disc before it went in, obviously because I thought I'm doing 12 hours. Need to make sure it doesn't. It was a clean disc, but I thought I'd clean it. I put it literally on top of the fan. So there's great fan grating on the top of the Xbox, and I just put it down, covering the whole fan,
Uh,
and it was on top of the amp for the sound system, which gets very hot. So the
so it's
Red
all
Ring of
your
Death,
fault.
it is sort of my fault. It works now. The next day I put it on and it comes on because it hasn't got the line, so it's not ringing. So it's red in the middle. It's overheating. I'm going to turn myself off, and it turned itself off. So I think it's still working. So 4.5 hours in, we had failure again. But did I quit Boxy?
I hope you did.
I did not. I
No.
said I'm not walking away from this a second time failing. So after 4.5 hours of wearing a rubber mask, knowing this was a 12-hour game, went on to PlayStation 4. I bought Return to Gotham digitally.
Return to Arkham.
Arkham, yeah.
Yeah.
35 quid still on the digital store. You can get it £12 from CEX. £12.
Yeah.
And I paid
It's not.
35. But
It's
I didn't end the stream. I was like, I'm not going, I'm keeping it. It was like a stubborn thing. I'm buying it. Sat there while it downloaded. So it was probably about 5 hours into the stream. And we did it again. So in my head, I'm going, this is going to be a 16-hour stream now. Because we got a 17-hour stream. So 5 hours in, and I've got another 12 hours to go. Um, we played through. I only went and beat it in 6 hours.
yeah.
6 hours, 12 minutes. So my stream was only 10 hours long. So it must have been a 4 hours. My stream was about 10 hours long. And that was with starting again 4 hours in. So howlongtobeat.com, people saying I'm a shit gamer, says 12 hours. I did it in 6 hours. What helped us was the part that took us 4.5 hours at the start took me 3.5 hours the next time because I skipped cutscenes and I knew what to do exactly. So I took an hour off the time,
Yeah.
just knowing those. So yeah, it is still. I mean, the fastest in the world is sorry, the slowest in the world so far is still 3 hours. So I'm still 3 hours behind them. So I'm still going to be the slowest in the world. So I went up to upload it onto speedrun.com where you can see Retro Revival, I think one, if you want to have a look at all my amazing slowest accomplishments, where I realized for some reason I might have made a fuck up and I might be the fastest in the world.
How's that work?
Because when you go on to speedrun.com, it's not just that there's Batman, put your time on. There's different categories. Any percent, 100%, glitchless, no glitches, all that jazz. And then there's PC and console. Now I went on to any percent. I could have went on glitchless as well. I thought I'll just go to any percent and console, and you choose what difficulty you did it on as well. And there's only me easy and hard, and I did it on normal. So there's two
Okay.
things. So I ended it for easy. I can't end it for hard because I didn't do it on hard. But technically, I did it harder than it should have been on easy. But there's two things going to happen. They're going to say we haven't got a category for normal, so it was still all for nothing. Or I'm the first person to do it on normal for some reason, and I'm going to be the fastest in the world because I'm the only one.
Fail upwards.
Well, in my defense, I will also be the slowest in the world if I'm the only one.
I just think the universe just doesn't want you to stream this game. You've
I
had so
know.
many opportunities to do it, and the world has said no. So,
I'm frightened I've been it that many times. If I have to do it again for a fourth time on easy to get onto the leaderboards, I will know the game that well. I won't be last.
well, when I joined your stream, you were at the final boss where Joker turns into the roided up monster, which completely
Terrible
kind of
boss fight.
destroys the rest of the game. But you look very sweaty and bothered and upset. So I thought
Oh, I've
you
just
were
realized we're a video podcast now. Do you want to do the theme for trivia while I go get my Batman mask?
right. You
Yeah,
better
we've
be
got a
quick.
choice. You just do it.
He looked before I do all this. He was wearing this Batman mask, but he's got a big ginger beard, so it's destroying the illusion of Bruce Wayne almost instantly. Oh, here he is.
You,
It's like is it Christian Bale's Batman mask? Yeah.
I don't know. I found the cheapest one online when I was looking for it. Isn't well not the cheapest. It's okay. I look like Batman.
Yeah, I was just saying to the listeners, your big ginger beard poking out. But we don't know who Batman is. Well, let's just narrow down all the people who are ginger.
Well, that's why because I'm not ginger, and that's my this ginger beard is my Clark Kent glasses. Because you'd look for a gingerman, and I'm not a gingerman, so I'd get away
Okay.
with it. And the worst thing was I've just realised I've not washed this mask.
So it stinks of your face sweat.
Yeah, and you sound like you're in like underwater now because I had to wear my earphones like this and didn't. This was the most painful part of the whole thing. 10 hours of the headphones pushing the rubber into me ears. Honestly, my ears hurt more than anything. I'm gonna have to take it off because honestly, I can't really hear you.
He makes life so difficult for himself. Never mind. Right, let's do trivia. Have you
Okay, give
still
us a
not come up
theme
with a
tune.
theme tune for me? If you're
No,
gonna
no,
if you're gonna
it's
own trivia, you have to do it warts and all. You've got to have
I'm
your
I'm 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 in the studio brewing ideas, synth, guitar, bass, drums. It'll come.
Mm,
It'll
okay.
come. Once people start giving us money for this podcast, and I can pay for studio sessions, it'll be there.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, then. Da 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 da. How am I supposed to know that? Rachel! Rachel!
you
Rachel!
just like you just like saying Rachel in that. Do you know anyone called Rachel?
It's
I'm
in the
worried for
film.
them.
It's in the
I know
film.
it is. I know, but there's so many Batman lines, and you always go to Rachel. You never
Because
say,
it's
"Tell
because
me, look at
I think it's
me."
I think it's the funniest. He's like when Harvey Dent and Rachel are tied up and he's like, who are you gonna go for? And he just goes, Rachel.
Right.
Anyway,
Um.
you got to do the intro. Go on then.
Yes, I do have to do the intro, and I've realised I do this every time I do trivia because I'm not used to it yet. You're using the theme tune. I forget the little line at the start, so I've just looked over, and this one's not a very good one, but I've got one for you. This is trivia. It's the part of the show where we find out whether Boxy is a true gamer or a poser who thinks Skate 2 is a double order of fish. Now, today, that was good for just looking over there and seeing Skate 2, wasn't it?
Not bad. It's no Donkey Kong Bonanza, but
Yeah, but you sat and thought about that for like a full night, whereas I just looked over and the comedy genius just came.
very good.
Let me have a let me have a look. I'll say this one, but I might have to cut it out while we at 20 minutes in. We got Boxy, who is he a true gamer or is he one of these posers who thinks that Mirror's Edge is Emo's best friend?
Ooh, retro's gone dark.
Oh, oh, wait a minute, Gemini. Even Gemini on my phone is shouting at us. Anyway, right. Today's trivia. Have you ever watched daytime TV, Boxy?
When I've been depressed, yeah.
Where he gets his wank from. Have you ever seen a daytime quiz show hosted by the most famous of all dwarfs, Warwick Davies?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Okay, so it is a show called Tenable. By the way, I was saying this the other day. Is Warwick Davis a good actor, or is he just the
Yeah.
best out of like small people?
Oh, he's had good roles. He was Leprechaun. He was in Star Wars. He
Willow.
was...
Yeah, but in Star Wars, he was an Ewok. Was he? He wasn't R2D2, was he?
No, he was
You know what
Ewok.
it is? The one whoever plays E2D, R2D,
R2D2.
R2D2 never gets plaudits. Everyone goes about Warwick Davies.
Yeah, because I
And then,
think Warwick Davis went on to have quite a lucrative career, where I think the guy who did R2D2 just did that.
he was in the desert in that tin can. He probably died of heat exhaustion.
Yeah, no one's heard of him because he died as
If,
R2D2.
do you know when you buy those books of like a Star Wars book and it might have a section where it's got like blueprints of the inside of the Millennium Falcon or the
Mm.
inside of 3PO. There's one of R2D2 and you see all his mechanics and then the skeleton of the actor who played him just inside, dead but forever memorialized in carbonite.
Warwick Davis was Professor Flitwick,
Yeah, but what's his lines? Is
Wingardium
he?
Leviosa,
Yeah, he's no what's that name? One who turns into a pussy.
McGonagall.
No, Hermione Granger.
Professor McGonagall turns into a cat.
Yeah, I know. I was
You
trying to
don't
be
know
loose.
your Harry
Anyway,
Potter.
let's back onto it. He hosts a show called Tenable, where you get a list, you get in a category, and you have to name the top 10 items in that list, and you get 3 lives. So you might get something like, can you name the top 10 most successful football teams in Premier League history?
I'd fail that one, wouldn't
I know,
I?
but you name teams, and if you get it wrong, you lose a life. So you get 3 lives.
So this is Family Fortunes, essentially.
Not really, because Family Fortune is based on opinion. Oh shit, this one's based on opinion. So, have you ever seen a show back in the 90s hosted by Les Dennis?
Called Family Fortunes.
No, Potluck, great show. Right, well, we're doing Family Fortunes, if you
Okay.
want to call it, but it's a list of 10. So it's a cross. That's why it's original, because it's a crossover between the two.
Okay.
I have got a list of the 10 most influential characters in gaming history to the whole world. So the most influential gaming characters in the world. And it was done by BAFTA in 2024. It's a couple of
Okay.
years old, but obviously it was done
Mhm.
by BAFTA. I think it was 4,000 or 5,000 people who were judged. I will let you know, for me, there are some red herrings in there, but
Okay.
I have got the list of the top 20. So can you name the top 10 without losing 3 lives? Who are you
All
going to
right.
go for first?
This has got to be Mario.
Mario from Super Mario is number 2. Well done.
Okay.
I'd
Uh,
thought he would have probably been number 1 for me.
so would I. Fuck him, but Sonic.
Sonic is down in number 4.
Okay.
So remember, there's no fact sort of matrix that's doing this of more like had the most movies or grossed the most money or anything like that. It is based on people's opinion. What I would say for your number one spot, think of people who Mario, great and well known, but I think of character. I think of the number one character, maybe the only one on the list that sort of broke through and had mainstream appeal. I would say, and other people and other mediums used.
Other people and other mediums.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll go with Link because I'm sure, assume he's on there.
Link is number seven from The Legend of Zelda, one of the seventh most influential characters of all time, and he's never said a word. So that just goes to show sometimes just shut the fuck up.
Mm. Let's say because of the TV series Joel from The Last of Us.
He is not in the top 20.
Oh,
And
okay. So I've lost a
you
life.
get an X. Um, I will let you know that Ellie is 19. So not
Okay.
Joel, but
All right.
Ellie is 19.
Okay. Let's say Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. Let's have a look. Is he in there? He is number 15.
I don't lose a life.
If they're in the top 20, you don't lose a life.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one then.
Okay.
So you've said Crash Bandicoot, so you've lost one life because Joel's not in the top 20. You haven't
Yeah.
lost a life, but you're not right.
Okay. Let's say Master Chief.
Master Chief Halo, number eight.
Okay.
Number eight.
Uh, I'm gonna go.
Obviously, he's got a TV series and stuff at the
He does.
time, 2022. So this was done 2024. So it was probably
Yeah.
in the zeitgeist, if you know what I mean.
Right. I'm gonna say an old school one. Pac-Man.
Oh, you'll be right to say Pac-Man. Number six, you are doing well at this, Boxy. Number six, I think when you go to most influential, I think obviously at the time in the arcades in the 80s, before Mario and that, I'd say he was the most famous character, isn't he? And I think everyone knows Pac-Man, whether you're a gamer or not. So I would agree with him being up there. The one above him, I wouldn't agree with.
Okay.
When you got a couple more, I'll give you a couple of clues.
Let's say Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake is number 20, so you don't lose a life, but he is not
Okay.
right.
Lara Croft.
Number one. So when I was
Wow.
saying she transcended, if you think about it, at the time, she was in like magazines. She got a movie quite quick, if you think about it, compared to sort of other characters and stuff. Um, she was in like adverts for like Lucasine, and you know what I mean, all those types of things. I think it was the first real person. Has anyone done it since? I think it was more because it was the first sexy girl. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It
Like,
was
and
a
it
sort
was
of like
it was the very 90s lads era, wasn't it? You know what I
yeah.
mean? Nuts and zoo and pub culture and stuff. I think that's why she broke. She was just at the right time. I think if Laura Croft came up now, she wouldn't have as much of a cultural impact. I
No,
think
that
she.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
how many have I got left in the top 10 to
You
go?
got number three, number five, number nine, and number 10. So you got four. So you got 6 out of 10.
Can I ask, are
Mm-hmm.
characters in this list part of franchises that I've already mentioned?
No, I don't know whether they said one character per franchise, but there's no like Luigi, there's no
Right.
Tails, if that's what you're sort of thinking.
Yeah, that's what I
No,
was kind of thinking.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I will say one, two. I might have got one of the people that we've got less, and I would have been surprised that they were in. The other three, I think I'm gonna have to give you clues for.
Really? They
There's like this.
obscure.
They're quite obscure. They're quite obscure.
Let's
No,
say Samus from Metroid.
Samus Aran. We're losing life, not in the top 20. Not in the top 20. So you have one life left.
Oh, we'll have to have some clues then, I
I'll
think.
have some clues in it. So in at number three, it is a person came out about in the 2000s, and they have had two films. They've had about 10 games or so. Uh, the two films are not terrible, but they're not sort of groundbreaking sort of
Hitman?
games. Agent 47 for Hitman is number three.
Number three.
Above Sonic, Link, Master Chief, Pac-Man, apparently.
I would not agree with that. Whose
Yeah.
opinions are these?
Whoever BAFTA interviewed this one, you will agree with even less. At number five, it is a. I'm going to basically give you it with the clue because I don't want you to lose the last life on a one that is terrible. It is a PlayStation mascot. A recent one didn't do very well. He's probably been replaced by Astrobot, I would say. Um, Made by Sony. He's got 6 games. I think he's got a kart racing game. You've said
Oh,
Crash. You said Crash Bandicoot, so it's not him.
Sackboy.
Sackboy is number five of
No.
most influential game characters of all.
I always thought he was terrifying. Like he's that thing off Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie Boogie. It's like his
Yes.
spawn. It's just so fucking weird. Why do people find him charming? I don't get it. All right,
No,
okay.
and I mean, I was Xbox 360 at the time, but I played Little Big Planet, and I just, no, I'm not saying it's a bad game. Fifth most influential game character of all time. No,
Absolutely not.
no. Number nine is 9 and 10. Let have a guess at them. One of them you might get. You've got one life left. Have a guess.
Uh, I mean, if it's not Crash Bandicoot, is it? Can I just ask console? What console's it on?
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
And I don't mean
Um,
PlayStation 1, I just mean PlayStation consoles. He's,
okay.
he's, he's went over generations. And I've just told you he, so you know it's a he.
Over generations.
Mm-hmm. You're a big fan of him.
Am I?
Mm-hmm. Well, you used to be.
I used to be.
You used to be, but now he's a bit boring.
Oh, Kratos.
Kratos, number nine, God
Yeah,
of
fair
War.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that one. And I think I mean in here it gives a bit of information. He's in 2 comic series, 3 novels, several games outside of the God of War franchise. I think that I say that yes now. I think maybe a few years ago I mightn't have, but with the new games coming out and obviously the TV series coming out, I do think he will be higher up there. The last one you're not going to get. It was a game in 2023, a game that you will lose your life if you put time into it. I've not played it. Based on Dungeons and Dragons, you probably don't even know the name of the character, and that's why I didn't. So I don't know why he's on here. You see if you can guess the game. Dungeon and Dragons, massive game from 2023, one of the biggest games of the year. People adore it. I'm frightened to go into it. It's probably like 100, 120 hours to get through the main story.
Oh, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3, Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3.
No,
Don't even know his name. Like,
no.
there's no, like, I
But
know it was in 2024 and it was 2023 and people thought it was good, but there's no, I wouldn't have known a World of Warcraft character's name.
no.
I might know the Lynch King or something, but I would expect them to be on over them. Anyway,
Yeah.
the ones further on. So number 11 was Arthur Morgan.
Hmm.
Number 12 was Pikachu. See, it's hard because Pokemon, I think, is a very big influential series, but in regards to single character, I don't think there's one I'd say like maybe Ash Ketchum, but he's technically not a character in the game, isn't he? He's from the anime rather than the thing.
Did Pokemon start as the game or as the cards?
It started as the game.
Oh,
Started
okay.
as the
Right.
game, and then it turned into the cards, and obviously the anime went along with it. Then you've got Steve from Minecraft.
Yeah.
Let's see. Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. He should be above Sackboy.
Mm.
Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. Big character for me, but most influential of all time. I don't know. Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3. 2 characters from Baldur's Gate 3 in. And most influential of all time. The game had been out a year.
They're just capitalizing on the hype around it, I bet.
Yeah, and Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza.
Yeah, he should be up there, definitely.
I definitely think if you're thinking it because those games sold massive in Japan, if we're talking worldwide influence, I bet he is huge over there. So that was our little mini game. Can you lead us out with a lovely side quest esque theme tune, please, Boxy?
Side quest-esque.
Yeah, I don't know how that
Da,
works.
da, 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 da. Oh, I don't feel like doing me an objective.
Anyway, as you can tell from that lovely outro, we are going to be talking about the best mini games and side games that we have there. Now, a lot of them, I do have some mentioned by some gamers out there and some commenters on our TikTok videos. 30 something gamers, go give us a follow, or the Instagram, which has like 3 people following it because I don't put much up on it. So if
Speak
you
up,
want to,
guys.
yeah, you're there. Or any of our videos on Spotify or YouTube, 30 something gamers. Put your comments on there. I will put videos asking for your input. The first two were mentioned a lot by other people, and there were two that I thought of. One of them is a game that you'll probably not have played but heard a lot of, is a game called Triple Triad in Final Fantasy VIII.
I've
So
heard
Final
of it.
Fantasy, yeah, well, Final Fantasy VIII basically had a card game linked to it, and it was a 3 by 3 grid, and your cards had different numbers for like top, bottom, middle, left. And it's as simple as you put the card down. If someone puts a card above you, if your number on the bottom, because you're above it, is bigger than the number of the other person, you win the card. And it was really cool. All the enemies in the game you would get as a card, the summons, the main characters, obviously had stronger sort of cards you do. But you had two buttons. You had a button to talk to people in the world, and you had another button where you could challenge them to a game of cards. So most of the characters you could play a game of cards with. And it was a cool, really, really cool game. The one thing that annoyed me and what I had to make sure I did and had people helping me in the chat when I was going through the game when I played it again on stream is there were different rules for different regions, which was is a cool concept. You go to the other side of the world and they say, well, what we actually play is if you lose, the other person gets all your cards. Or what we play is if the numbers are the same, whoever put the card down wins, and vice versa. I don't think that's a rule, but I'm just trying to think of some examples. But what could happen is if you played certain people, the rules could travel around the continents, and when you first start to play them, they go, "Oh, the rule from Balam has moved over here, and we play that now." And there was one rule that was really, really shit. And I can't remember what it was. I don't know whether it was losing all your cards or something like that. Because normally what would happen is you'd lose the game, they'd pick one of your cards. But what was good is you play them again, they'd have that card in the deck now. So you could win
Mm.
it back. It wasn't gone forever. But there was one that was a really bad rule. And if you did it wrong, it got spread across the whole world and you couldn't get rid of it. And it just made the game shit. So if you ever play it and you play Triple Triad, have a look at a little guide how not to do that. That was mentioned loads. And then a game that you might have played, it became its own game, a little bit of Gwent from The Witcher
Gwent,
3.
yeah, yeah, I thought Gwent would come up.
Yeah, and I really enjoy. I like Gwent better than Triple Triad. Did you play Gwent much when you played through The Witcher?
Not massively. I'm not a huge kind of card sort of person. Well,
Yeah,
actually, I say that. I mean, my choice kind of contradicts that, but I wasn't massively into Gwent.
yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite smart. I think it's good games like that when it comes to like card games and stuff like that is always easy to pick up, hard to master, and you could build. You could like I say build. I've never been a card player or anything like that, but when people talk about building decks where they've got certain cards to work and stuff like that, um, I think it did it really well.
Mm,
And I did go through and try and platinum the game a while ago on stream, but I stopped because it wasn't getting many people in. Probably my me, not rather than the game. But I was trying to get the platinum, so you have to get every single card,
yeah.
um, and that was quite hard. But obviously, it came out as its own game, and people enjoyed it that much. What's your one then when you say I'm not a card player, but then you're going to contradict yourself? Because I love you contradicting yourself.
Well, I mean, it's such an established game, but I did actually have a lot of fun playing poker in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, it's funny you say that. Anderson Bates 8 from TikTok said poker in Red Dead Redemption 2 and 1. He says I like card games and I just go and sit and play. And I thought about this, right? You can go onto the PlayStation Store and buy just a random poker game. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like there. And this I think what does it really well, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, and stuff like that, they have these games in that technically could be like shit ones, but they could be their own standalone game. I'm not talking about bowling with Roman because in Roman in number four, but like because it was just a proper game of poker, wasn't it?
it was, but I liked the I needed some money. Let's go play poker for a bit. And if it all went tits
Yeah.
up, you just fucking shoot them and
I
then
was
rob
about
the
to say,
place.
were you an honorable man, or if you lost, did you just blow their heads off and just take the money anyway?
Like double pay, you twat.
I always
Um,
remember. Can you remember this film? And I think it's like a '90s film. It's got well-known angry alcoholic Mel Gibson in, and he's a cowboy and he's playing poker on a boat or something. I have this memory of watching it loads as a kid for some like whether it was one of those films that's always on Channel 3 or Channel 4 on a Sunday. And I always remember it. And I can't like he's a little bit I don't know if he cheats, but he's a bit of a like a smarmy con man. I've never seen it.
Not ringing a bell. It was always
No.
Casino Royale, like the poker bits in there. When I watched, because I was how old was I when Casino Royale came out? Like 15, 14 or something. Never really understood poker. But now I find those scenes so tense and terrifying because I
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
like what the cards are and what
The,
they mean.
the yeah, that's it. It just added up, isn't it? It's called Maverick from 1994.
Maverick.
If I sparked any memory there, I don't want you thinking about what the movie was called. Yeah, like, and then it goes on to like we've talked before about Balatro, and
Mm,
Balatro feels a little bit like a side game. I think sometimes little indie games feel like it could be a side quest in a game. But yeah, when you understand it just takes it up. Am I like? I'm going to ask the missus this. You've just thought about that. Is Casino Royale a good film if you don't understand cards?
oh yeah, it's a good film.
Do you think?
Even if you don't get all the cards stuff, like it's still a really, really well made film.
I mean, it's the only film I've ever seen a bottomless chair where you get your nuts bruised in. Is
Yeah.
that the? Do you think that is one of the most? I'm gonna phrase this correctly so I'm right. Do you think that's one of the most wince-inducing scenes for a fella in a movie that's not like a horror?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. It was like
Yeah,
everyone in the cinema was like, oh, when
yeah.
that was going
Because
on.
I always think when it comes to things like that Winston and like oh it comes more when you're not expecting it. And I think if you when you watch I remember watching Hostel back in the day when it come out and some of the stuff that happens, the one that got me was when they cut the back of her Achilles, the
Yeah,
just on there, and she goes to walk and you see it and it's like, oh, but you're expecting it.
mm.
Whereas you're watching, oh, this smarmy man. It's not smarmy. This cool guy in his white suit playing poker. Yeah, give me some money from more money from MI5. I'll beat him tomorrow. Blah blah. And suddenly, dilapidated building, wooden chair, bang, right into his testicles. Um, oh, I mean, it hurts just to like sit the wrong. You know when you sit on them and nip them. Oh,
Do you
anyway.
think that like gangsters are watching that film being like, oh, that's a great idea?
I've got a wooden chair out the back. That's a great. Going completely 180 on this. Did you enjoy making gummy ships in Kingdom Hearts?
No,
No.
I didn't like the shippy bits in Kingdom Hearts. I thought that really detracted from the whole thing.
Oh,
I didn't even
I don't.
consider that a mini game, to be honest. But
Well, it's not one way you can say, "Oh, I'm going to go and do this," but I'm talking less about the traveling to the world and
hmm,
more about the building it. because you
nah,
got because you got presets, didn't you? You could just say, "I want this one," and you got the right bits, it'll make it, and you get a really good one. But you could literally make your own ship. The only thing that let down for me is I'd make a ship that looked really good, but it was shit to use. And then I just put one of their blueprints in, and it would look terrible, but it would be able to take everyone out in like one shot or anything like that.
yeah,
Um,
customization. I don't do much about that.
well,
But I liked the one that I thought of was in Scarface, where you're laundering your crack and your cocaine, and you have to try and get it in the right area. It's just like a button prompt game, but
yeah,
if you
yeah.
fuck it up, then you lose money.
Um, See, this one is that was when I was trying to think of my best mini games, my favorite parts. I was trying to think what I class because you know when you're laundering that money, you said there,
Mm.
do you have to do that?
Uh, I mean, you don't have to, but in order to get better and progress, then
Like like
yeah,
like um like triple triad, you don't have to touch that at all in the game, and you can still beat the game. It won't affect you at all. Same with Gwent in The Witcher 3.
okay.
Whereas, because someone mentioned, and I really apologize because I've not wrote down their tag, but they'll know. They wrote the hacking in Bioshock. They said it was fun but nervous. But then I was thinking, but you have. I don't know. I was like, do I think that's like a mini game? But I think it's because I thought of Witcher and Triple Triad first. What I thought is, well, you have to hack to get
Yeah.
in place. Like it's a mechanic of the game. But I do think it is a little mini game. Like if we're just saying mini game, yeah, it's definitely a mini game. Like um, some people also mentioned well, Anime After Dark said the mini shooter that came on the loading screen in Ridge Racer. He said it was barely on the screen, but you took it so easily. I don't know if you know this one. This is actually an old game. I think it's either Space Invaders or Galaga,
Yeah.
whichever one Namco owns. So when you play the original Ridge Racer, when you were loading, a game of Space Invaders would come up and you'd play it while it was loading, which is a really cool concept. But what
Mm.
the dickheads at Namco did was patent it. So no one else could put mini games while games were loading. So if you played a PlayStation 1 game, because I'm assuming the patents ran out now and they haven't redone it because they've not done anything with it, and you had to sit and honestly go back to an actual PlayStation 1 if you've got one, you know someone's got one, put a disc in and play a game and sit for how long that game takes to load, it is far longer than we remember. I am telling
Yeah.
you, it is so long. We could have been playing little mini games, but Namco said, "Nah, it's mine." It's like that. It's like that dickhead on the thing. It's my ball. No one's playing. So it was a cool mini game, but it did let down the rest of loading screens. It's not an issue now, but back in the day when the loading screens were like torturous.
I mean, you say that, but they is it Super Smash Brothers? One of the Super Smash Brothers, like at the end credits, they gave you like a shooting curse, and you could shoot the names of all the people, like in the
Ah,
credits.
that's cool. It's
Yeah,
that might be different because it's not a loading screen,
yeah,
or the patent might have run out by then. I don't know, but it reminds me of because I played it a lot recently. Astrobot, not the new Astrobot, but the one that you got with the PS5 to sort of show you what the control on that was like.
yeah.
Um, my little boy loves. He sits and watches. I try to get him every now and again to do a little bit, but he'd rather watch it. The end boss where you take on the dinosaur from the PS1 demo, and
Yeah.
at the end the credits come down, but you're still running as Astrobot, and you
Mm.
can beat the credits up and you actually get coins as you take them out, which you can use to buy stuff at the end on there.
We
So
can't talk about mini games without talking about Yakuza. Yakuza
yeah,
owns mini games.
not
Like
Shenmue like we mentioned last episode.
you can play I think it's Virtua Fighter 2 because it's
Yeah,
Sega.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Um
there's because see, someone else mentioned this. Johnny Two Scenes, great guy, mentioned the Crash Bandicoot part in Uncharted 4. And I thought, I don't know whether I count that one because it's a set part of the game and you can't go back
definitely.
to it and you can't play what you want. But the games in Yakuza are actually like the full games, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And as well as that,
Yeah.
you got like baseball and karaoke and bowling and
I love the karaoke. I
yeah,
do. I try to because I was trying to go for the on Yakuza Kiwami. I was trying to go for the platinum. I was trying to get my head round the tile game. Like it's like Mahjong or
mm,
something, and I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going. It actually reminds us on Wolfenstein. Obviously, I'm still doing the playthrough on it, like I mentioned. You can play Castle Wolfenstein,
okay, you?
but
Oh, cool.
yeah, on in the hub area, there's Castle Wolfenstein. But because it's an alternate reality, they've changed the Nazis and the rebels. So you play as a Nazi
Clever.
going through because obviously the Germany won the war in their swing, so it's really really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
you haven't mentioned the best mini game of all, which you've just gone through, Celeste. There's a bit in Celeste
oh,
where you come
don't. It
across an
isn't.
8-bit television and you can play an even lesser quality version of Celeste.
It is right, and you were in stream at this point, right? I was getting really frustrated. I was on, if you know Celeste, I was on level 3, which is like I think level stage 3 is like a haunted hotel. And I was at that point where I was frustrated and I was making mistakes that I shouldn't make, and it was taking me a age. And it amplifies when you're doing it on stream and the chat's going, you got to dodge the spikes. It's like, yeah, I know, dickhead. And I know you're being funny, but don't. And then I found this room with an 8-bit computer, and you load up an 8-bit version of Celeste that you can play through. And I was so angry it was taking so long on the level, and I'm playing through it, and I'm talking to the chat, and I'm saying, anyone who knows Celeste, is this a side quest? Is this a mini game? Do I have to do it? Or is this just an added bit? And I must have been on it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes till someone said, you don't have to do this, you know. And you were in at the time and you knew and you stayed silent. So that is not going on the list at all.
But
It's not.
Yeah, and
My
what I love about it is they didn't even try and do something different. It's literally
no,
just
it's
the
David
same
Celeste.
game, but just in like 2 bit.
Yeah, yeah. My first experiences, I think these classes mini games, is getting the Emeralds from Sonic the Hedgehog.
You
And
know what?
I
I could never figure out. This is why Sonic's shit. I could never figure out how those games work. I
well,
always
there's three
fucked up within
different
the
ones.
first.
There's the first one, which is like a maze, so you drop them through and you move the maze. So he
Yeah.
works like a pinball, and you got to get to the middle, and the emeralds in the middle. The second one is like it was like full 3D. They had parallax scrolling, so it looked like you were in a 3D tube, so it blew your tiny 6-year-old cock off. That's when I lost my penis. Was the bonus level on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and you'd go through and you'd collect rings, but there'd be bombs, and you'd have to get a certain amount before getting to the end. It would be infuriating because Tails would be there, and you can't control him, and he'd get hit by your bomb, and you'd be like, "Fucking jump, Tails!" And then the last one was what was called the blue spheres,
That's
where there
it.
was a big 3D like sphere, again full 3D, and you'd have to collect all the blue spheres. But if you hit a red one, you died, and you get them all, you get there. But if there was a square of them, if you went round the outside, they would turn into rings, and you could collect them. But if they didn't, when you hit the blue ball, it turned into a red one. So the map got harder and harder to get round. So they were cool. And GTA, we haven't mentioned GTA. I don't think there's one I'd say is my favourite, but if you think ambulance driver, taxi driver, I think it's taxi.
Nah, it's
Again, building the games in, we're talking about Red Dead. The taxi was like playing, not as good a version, but Crazy Taxi.
hey cousin, let's go bowling. It's like 10 o'clock in the
but
morning,
But like
and
on GTA 5, can't you play like golf and stuff now? Like a full round of golf?
yeah, yeah. There's one of
Yeah,
the missions,
I would
isn't
never see any of them in my main ones, but I just think the amount and stuff I think is just it's just massive. Um, One that I don't think should be a mini game, and it's the best part of the game, is if you've played the new series of Tomb Raider, every now and again you find an actual tomb, and it's like a puzzle tomb,
there?
and it harkens back to the old Tomb Raider, and they're the best parts of the game. But it's completely side quest or it's completely side optional content. You don't have to do them at all. I think you get like a bit of good kit or something for doing them. But the thing that annoys me is they know it was the best bit from the first one. I have the platinum for the first and second, all of them, I think, or all the 1,000 gamer score, whatever console I was playing them on. And you get a percentage bar of
Mm.
you got 100%, you've got the platinum. But when they bring out DLC, your bar will go down. Oh, you've only got 90% now because there's 10%. You've got the platinum, but there's 10% trophies got. Tomb Raider brought out DLC that was optional tombs because they must have realized that's the best part of the game. Nothing to do with the game, just extra puzzle tombs. I'm sure percentage of the game having the platinum is on like I've not bought any of the DLC is 30 or 40%.
Oh
So
wow.
because they brought out that many tombs, because it was if you love Tomb Raider, that was the thing that was good about it. So
Well,
one that they knew.
they just tried to make it like Uncharted, didn't they? And then
Yeah,
push
yeah, and
the
realized
yeah.
people want the
That's nice
original.
though. I'm glad that they listened and
Yeah, but they
did
didn't
what
because they
the
brought out the
fans
next
wanted.
game and the third one and
Yeah, it sucked.
changed it completely. They made her a whiny bitch. She causes all the issues by stealing something she shouldn't at the start. Whines about it the whole time. There's an open world area that you don't need. There's loads of dissonance. How's this tribe stayed never seen before? And not much of the good stuff. So
Nah.
yeah. Well,
Um,
they're starting again because Lara Croft, as we know from last year's microtransaction, is the most influential gaming character of all time. If you don't know why we're saying that, oh no, that was in the quiz, wasn't it?
yeah, that was in this
That was
episode.
literally this episode.
Yeah, well done.
I think we should end this episode now. I'm having a senior moment. Is there anyone else you want to mention before we end this?
I don't know if you can call it a mini game, but at the end of Yoshi's Island, the first one, you have to jump through a ring, like the ending kind of finish line, and then you get taken to a like a slot machine, and that
Mhm.
was always good fun. And it's the same in Mario 3. Do you remember those like slide puzzles, which was like
Oh yes, yeah, to get the bonus,
yes,
and
yeah,
if you got all the right one, you'd get like a star or a power flower,
yeah,
whatever
more
they're called.
nostalgia, but they were always a good laugh.
Yeah, yeah, they were. Because I didn't play them because I was more like Mega Drive. When I do play them, I don't have the timing down to get them right because for you it's probably muscle memory. If I go back to
Mm.
Sonic, like the first few levels because I've played them that much, I could just muscle memory my way through them all. Like with that, and I get them wrong, and I've got like a mushroom top and a star flower and like something else on the bottom. and then it gives us something shit. And I'm like, no, I wanted that hybrid. I wanted to be massive. I wanted to have like unlimited power and fireballs. But
Don't work like that.
okay.
Anyway, what's your micro? No, what is it? Video
We
game
we need
thruster.
to end this. We are. This is late 30 gamers. Something gamers are here coming in. It is time for the end of the show. Like I said, thank you so much for listening this far. I mentioned every episode. If you don't follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that, 30 something gamers, 30 something gamers, go and have a look over there. We are going to try to be more interactive with you guys, which is why I'm mentioning comments and your ideas. So it is lovely. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. Thank you for listening anyway to us ramble on. And as always, we'll finish with a video game buster, which is a cryptic clue towards a video game. And last week, the clue I gave you was every time I play tic tac toe, that maniac is never crosses. Now, when I did this, I remember last episode, you were nodding quite smugly at the end, but you didn't tell me anything. So, do you think you've got this one?
I know I've got this one.
You know you've got this one. Okay, then what is it then?
It's Psycho Killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Psychonauts.
It is Psychonauts. I enjoyed that one. Obviously, that maniac, which is Psycho, is never crosses. He's not Psychonauts. I had to say tic tac toe, the American one, because obviously if I said noughts and crosses, it would have just
Give it
spoiled
away.
it. I thought you were going to do because you always do this. I'll mention something that everyone knows. Like I don't call it tic tac toe, but I know it's noughts and crosses in America. And you were going to go, I don't know what tic tac toe is. Is it like Foot Fetish Simulator 34 or something? But obviously not.
Well, in your brain, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, go
It's
on
a
then.
nice, simple, small one. You probably don't have to. You'll just remember it. All those canines have Rolexes.
Oh, easy.
All of those canines have Rolexes. No, it's not easy. It's
Yes, it is. That is piss easy.
I can never win with this. I get it's piss easy or it's far too abstract and hard. So if you're saying that next week it is going to be a proper mind. If you are not in my mental sphere, you won't understand it, and that's all Boxy's fault. If you know it, drop it down in the comments or drop it on one of our videos, and we will find out next week. Thank you very much for listening to us blabber on, and I hope you have a lovely week. Well, not a few days until we see you for a useless micro transaction. Boxy, please end this because I can't talk. You can't talk. We are broken men.
Well, that was 30 something dementia. We might see you on the next one, but then again, we might forget.
So that was 30 something dementia. We might see you now in the next one, or we might not. We might forget.
Who are you?
What?
Where am I?